And now some entertainment news. Bollywood's megastar Amitabh Bachchan is often compared to Hollywood stalwarts like Robert De Niro, rightly so for his contribution to the Indian film industry, but his stardom transcends beyond boundaries, making him a true global icon. As he enters the platinum year of his life, WION brings you the influence of India's global voice in this next report.
He goes out from his house and he's like, he does like this. I mean, I really respect that. There's no actors. I mean, sometimes there's girls waiting in front of my house, but they're like 4, you know? If I go out and I do this, they're gonna be like, what the f are you doing, man?
What a gentleman he is, and how collaborative he was, and how excited he was to work with us and vice versa. We were honored to have him come in for such a short period on the movie, and he really did an unbelievable job. But he's such a gentleman and such a good man, and I would really love to work with him again in the future.
My experience of Amitabh, of course, as an artist is second to none. But as a person, in terms of his warmth, his spirit, his inner poetry, and his care for other people, particularly in the way in which he's reached out between our two countries to make good spirits live again. This is something that is rare in a person.
An Indian star enjoying fandom across the world and among global superstars is not commonplace. To sustain the superstardom over decades and over cultures is what makes a legend. Amitabh Bachchan isn't only a household name in India, he is a global icon. Bollywood's eternal superstar has been a face representing India on the global front. So be it opening the Cannes Film Festival alongside Hollywood icon Leonardo DiCaprio, or addressing world issues through global platforms, Bachchan has done it all.
We are a nation that are very proud of our women. We have a huge cultural backlog, and we are fast changing that. Why should the woman, the wife, walk 10 steps behind the husband? There are many reasons why we need to change all that. 50% of the strength of a nation should be women, and they need their dignity, their presence, and their honor in our society. And that's what we need to work for.
How often do you see the current crop of Bollywood actors go gaga after landing a Hollywood film? In 2013, Bachchan made his Hollywood bow, in a DiCaprio starrer at that, The Great Gatsby, but he maintained a low profile.
This is more a friendly gesture to Baz Luhrmann, who happened to be on a private visit to India, and I don't know how he came to know about me, just dropped in to say hello and went away. But a year after, he just called and said, you know, I'm making a film, would you like to be a part of it? I'd like you to be playing this role. It's very small, but you know, I want you to be there. So I said, fine. So it's more a gesture than anything else.
He's fondly called Big B by his fans in India, but Bachchan's inspirational impact has not been limited only to his own country.
I was introduced to the social network medium many years ago when someone came across and said, I think you should have a website in your name. And I wondered what that was. And he said, you know, you fill in your details, we give information about who you are, what you do. So I said, can you show me an example? And he said, well, you know, there are about 150 websites already in your name that are up on the sites, and we need to have the originals. So would you just give your consent on this?
When we were working in these films, we never ever imagined that this would be a subject for analysis, you know, 15, 20 years down the time. But now that we do know that there are people like you who are watching us with deep interest, I think we'll have to be a lot more cautious in what we say, do, and perform.
The stardom of all these decades was preceded by years of struggle, a struggle Bachchan has never shied away from sharing, and wisdom he's been sure to pass on to his fans.
If things worked, I said fine. If they didn't, I felt that there was some kind of divine force or divinity that didn't want me to do that, and perhaps wait for another opportunity.
In recent times, Bachchan has focused more on Indian projects and social issues prevalent in the country, but he continues to represent India globally through his initiatives. At 75, India's first global phenomenon is no fading light on the world stage. Entertainment Bureau, WION.